When you travel to a new country, you begin to stress about what items to bring. Historically, for Americans coming to India, there have been 3 items necessary to pack: peanut butter, toilet paper, and for some of us, coffee. But these days, you can cross all 3 of these items off your packing list if you're coming to Delhi, because Delhi has you covered, especially when it comes to coffee. Today on American Indian, we take stock of some famous Delhi coffee destinations along with some of the newer options in this month's continuing Coffee in Delhi edition of American Indian.
We're an American family living in India. We love food, film, language, culture, and making new friends. Join our adventures from America to India and beyond.
When the British moved the capital of India from Calcutta to New Delhi, they designed a literal commercial hub in the heart of the new city called Connaught Place. We decided to take a new friend Michelle to visit some of these hubs of coffee heritage in Delhi. United Coffee House has been in CP since 1942. It still maintains an old English feel with its Victorian decor. This restaurant has always been a meeting place for people from various parts of the city, and I was happy to see 2 pages of the drink menu dedicated to coffee in this establishment with coffee as one of the 3 words of its name. I asked the waiter which hot coffee he recommended and was told to order the Kona coffee. It was an excellent choice. The presentation was unique and memorable, and so was the coffee. And my warm chocolate cake paired nicely and satisfied my ever-present sweet tooth. Bit of a baked Alaska fail. Okay, so tell me about it.
The only thing about Alaska and this cake is that they're both frozen, and I think the guys grabbed the wrong topping and put jeera instead of chocolate, maybe, I don't know, but don't get the baked Alaska.
Yeah, so it seems like it's not a place really to come and just get coffee, like with Starbucks or Costa Coffee or something like that. Like, it's a place to come and get coffee and dessert, or coffee and soda, or coffee with your lunch, but not just coffee.
Indian Coffee House was started when workers dismissed by the Coffee Board banded together to form their own India Coffee Workers Cooperative Society. During the late 1950s, Indian coffee houses opened across the country. Here you will find low prices and space to hang out and work. We ordered the special coffee, hot cream coffee, and a cheese omelet. The price was right, just a little more than 100 rupees, not quite $2 US, and the terrace was perfect this time of year. The omelet was tasty and filling, though the coffee left something to be desired.
It's water pretending to be coffee.
We had some special coffee, but the hot cream got mixed in with it. We're pretty sure they were the same.
Oh, I'm terrified. I'm so scared. Don't look at the monkeys. We're gonna die.
My good friend Trisha has been drinking South Indian filtered coffee at Sarvana Bhavan for years and raving about it. So we stopped in for some coffee, a dosa, and a special treat recommended by Michelle.
Look at us, we're like inches away from our fingers pouring it, as opposed to, I've heard it can be called a meter coffee because you're the length between pouring it back and forth. I don't think I'm reaching a meter yet.
Nice! So Mysore Pak is the South Indian dessert. It's a milk-based dessert. A lot of ghee, a lot of sugar, a little bit of gram flour, just a little bit. I did not know that. I googled it. No, that's good.
Perfect pairing with some filtered coffee. South Indian filtered coffee.
As always, it was a delicious meal and we walked away stuffed and happy. Indian filter coffee is brewed using this. It's a metal device made of 2 cups. The top cup has holes in the bottom, a metal disc with a handle and a lid. Ground coffee is then spooned into this cup, the metal disc is inserted, and boiling water is added. The lid is placed on top and is left to sit for 15 minutes, about. The coffee then slowly drips into the bottom cup. After 15 minutes, 1 to 2 tablespoons of the brewed coffee is added to a cup of boiling milk, sugar added, and then let the mixing commence. Now, we can't forget to mention that reliable standby in the coffee drinking world, instant coffee. If you find yourself served coffee in an Indian home, chances are it's Nescafe. Nescafe instant coffee may be sold by the cup, as I found it here in CP, or have its own stall in the market, such as this one in GK1 M Block Market, or be sitting on a shelf in any local store, patiently waiting to go home with you. Coffee in Delhi is booming, but I believe it will still be a while before we see fresh roasted coffee taking the place of Nescafe on the streets, on the shelves, and in the homes of this city.
I know. I do. I like my Nescafe. I mean, I like my real coffee, but I really like my Nescafe.
And of course, these days, the typical Western-style coffee shops are available just about anywhere. Most of the markets here in Delhi feature at least one of the major Indian chains, Cafe Coffee Day or Costa. And the malls and more high-end markets are hubs for boutique chains like Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, Barista, Dunkin' Donuts, and even Krispy Kreme for you coffee lovers who enjoy a donut with your coffee now and then. And of course, Starbucks. Starbucks, which has been trying to break into India for at least a decade, finally brokered a deal with the mega conglomerate Tata to get in, and now they are available in the major city centers. When Starbucks first entered Mumbai, they got a Beatlemania level response. It is hard to argue with the addictive allure of the interior design, the coffee, and the convenience of being able to plug in and work for hours without being bothered. If you can find a seat, of course. Rohan decided it was his turn to take charge of the auto. And then it was off to Devon's Coffee in New Khana Market in Lodi Colony to see their offerings. And it turns out Devon's has quite a rich history as well.
We started this company in 1962. That's when my father was working with Coffee Board of India. And he took a voluntary retirement at that time and he started his own store. So last 52 years we have been roasting here in northern India. We are one of the oldest coffee roasters in northern India. The second generation which is carrying on.
Yeah. And how long have you been in New Khana Market?
52 years. We are here in the same shop from 1962.
When you come to India, you may be tempted to find the first Starbucks. And don't get me wrong, I love Starbucks. But be sure to check out the local offerings too, with their rich history. Because history is one of the things that I love about Delhi. And Delhi has a rich coffee history to offer. On the next segment of this month's Coffee in Delhi edition of American Indian, we move on from Delhi's past to sample some of the newer coffee culture Delhi has to offer in the high-tech suburb to the south, Gurgaon. A chat with Blue Tokai coffee roasters, some roasting with the coffee craftsmen at Finca, a trip to Finca's coffee shop named Busy Bean, which Rohan reviews for us, all that and more next Friday on American Indian. If you don't want to wait until next Friday, click here to support the show and get access to the full episode that is both downloadable and viewable ad-free through Patreon. Please click below to subscribe and check out some of the behind the scenes here on my very own personal channel, or check out Ford's latest Holly Bolly film explorations from America to India and beyond.